In this video, I'm going to be sharing the most important composition tips that you can use in any photo that are going to help you right away, and I'm going to be trying to do all of that in 3 minutes. Let's bring that timer up and go. So here's the photo that we're going to be dealing with. First of all, I want to talk about subject placement. The brightest part of your photo is going to be where your viewer sees first, so you want to make that the most important part of your photo. I have this placed right along here. If we do a quick rule of thirds grid, right here, we can see that this lines up right along that top line of the rule of thirds grid. So if I bring that down, I can see that my subject is placed right along this section. Now I have balance between this section that's pretty much negative space using a circular polarizer to remove that part of the water, but I also have weighted balance over here with this section that has a lot of reflections and leaves coming in off of it. So it's a good balance of negative space versus rock textures in that as well. So you want good balance in your composition as well. Now, if I look at other things like the golden mean, if I quickly draw that in, you can see in the spiral, I like to call it the snail shell, by the way. If you see it in the spiral, you see the subject is still lining up along that, but we also have some interesting aspects coming in on that side as well. And it's easy to find very clean composition. So you want a clean composition, you want good subject placement, and you want your subject to be the brightest part of the photo, but you also want a lot of balance between the left side, the right side, top and bottom, everything that's going on here. Let's talk about leading lines. And before I get into leading lines, I have a free resource called Foolproof Foregrounds that's really gonna help you out. If you click that link in the video description or in the pinned comment, it'll give you a free download of that resource. So when I talk about leading lines, I'm talking about the lines that actually follow curves and hard edges, and they have to lead somewhere. I think that's the biggest thing. If you force a leading line into a photo, it's not going to lead anywhere, and it's going to be a very weak photo because it's going to fall apart because the viewer doesn't know exactly where to look using that leading line. If you put a leading line directly to the subject of your photo, the viewer knows exactly where to look and how to find that. Now you can have multiple leading lines here. A lot of people think leading lines like this one are only in those vertical big shots that you have in landscape photography, but that's just not true. They can be in these horizontal shots too. And you can put leading lines in here on the sides of your frame as well using rock textures like this. If I remove what I just did with that arrow, you see all these rock textures and lines pointing directly to this waterfall. Same thing over here. You can follow the pattern of the waterfall directly to it. So I have lines coming in from all direction that are leading you exactly to that point in the photo that is our subject. So everything you want to do with the photo and the composition needs to direct to that subject. Everything else becomes a secondary and a tertiary complementary composition feature in the actual photo. You can even find lines down here in these rocks that are underneath the water that kind of come together and lead directly to that subject as well. Now that's the fastest descriptor of how you can make any landscape photo a great photo using composition, and this could work with any photo that you want to take ever in any situation. If you want to master composition, I have a full course called 10-Day Landscape Photographer that's going to take you through over 8 hours of composition instruction. That link is in the video description. It's only $48, so it's very cheap for more than 8 hours of instruction on composition. Plus you're going to learn how to use your camera settings best and how to edit in Lightroom and Photoshop. So for $48, that's pretty much a steal. That's linked in the video description and in the pinned comment as well. So with composition, it can be really easy to overcomplicate the process, but if you stick to balance, a good foreground with a good solid leading line, and an easy to find subject, you're gonna take a good photo every single time. If you want more videos that are gonna help you out with your landscape photography, click or tap the video right here.